Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Ocean's Pit, the little show about big things. Hope you guys are having a great day. Today is Friday, July 18th, and as you can see by joining us, we're not in the regular studio. And I'm at home, actually, but not in our studio. It looks like if it goes good here, I'm just going to move everything down here when we do the show. So we won't have any internet interference. I'm very close to the router here, so this could be a good thing moving forward. Anyway, guys, we have a great show lined up for you. First of all, check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com, and give us a call at 847-769-8609 to book a show. Every show is dedicated to the first responders. We want to thank the men and women in the military, and thank you, our veterans, for fighting for our country and making it great again. And we appreciate you guys that all get a chance to watch us on all 5 social media outlets. Now, we got a lot going on today, folks. It is Friday. It is the end of the week, so hopefully you guys are getting ready for the weekend and going out and supporting local establishments and live entertainment and all that good stuff. Now, we were supposed to have 2 guests on today, Raffaello from Do It Yourself with Raffaello from JRC Ace Hardware Store, but Ralph had some meetings, so he couldn't get out of it. So we're just going to still have my good friend Diana from the Die Show is going to be joining us at about 25 after 12. So it's showtime. Tune in. Let's go to work. Yeah. Thank you, Richie from Seventh Heaven, for that great intro. Guys, it's Friday, as they say. Thank God it's Friday. And so far, this internet is working great. This could be my permanent home here. We have to change something. But for right now, we are here today, and it's Friday. And let's get right to business because we're talking about Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. They got some great stuff going on. Save 20% of select Craftsman power tools. Buy a 2-pack of select Milwaukee M18 batteries and receive a select M18 tool for free. It's a $249 value. And look at the $25 off any regular price item under $50, or $12.50 off any regular price items over $50, folks. Save up to $230 on any select Tangier wood pellet grills. That means when you're buying those grills, that means you're buying new grills, folks, because Ace can take care of all your grilling stuff. They got great sauces and great rubs, everything for your barbecue feast. And don't forget to tell them to grill your Ace off with our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. I'm telling you, I'm having a great day because with the internet looking as good as it does like this is going to really help a lot of things. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. All right, so where do we start? I'll tell you where we start. I want to start by saying thank you to Billy McFall and everybody from A La Carte Entertainment. And last night at Moretti's in Edison Park and the beer garden. It's a beautiful beer garden. We had a full house. I want to thank everybody. Joan Luann, thank you so much. Mike Pappas for being out there, folks. The Provenzanos, thank you so much. My good friend Joni. And Don and Marion, thank you so much for the bottle of Cuervo. I will drink it with my ice cream. So thank you for showing up yesterday. And the return of Jerry Jams, because Jerry's been sick for a week, and now he was back to his old self, and it was a great crowd last night. And you know what, folks? They said it was probably one of the best crowds they've had there, and I'm believing because the last couple Thursdays, it's either been really hot and nobody wants to sit outside, or it's been raining and nobody wants to sit outside. So we got very lucky. And it was a great turnout yesterday. So thank you, everyone that did show up and keeping the party going. Cousin Tommy, thank you for coming out as well, if you're listening. So it was a great event. Now, tonight we're going to keep the party going. We're going to keep the weekend going. Tonight we'll be at Chicago Prime Steakhouse in Schaumburg. That's an 8 o'clock hit. And that's with Double T Tony Toto. And then Saturday, we'll be live at the Main Event Band at Villaggio in Roselle. And that's a 7:30 hit. So everything is good. Let's see if we can say hello to some people here today. I can't believe how good everything's working. I'm not going to jinx it. Michael, how you doing, my friend? Yes, Michael from Hardcore Italians. You will see Tony Ocean in the Main Event Band. We're going to be headlining Friday night, August 15th. Taylor Street, Ron Onesti's Fest. So we're excited about that. There's Mike from Hardcore Italians. Diana Gonzalez, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. So let's see. Wow, these are some comments from yesterday. So, right, it's working. All right, we got some new ones. Vince from Monday, Ryan, how you doing? Dennis from Lake Geneva. I think we solved it, baby. No, it's downstairs, and since we've been having problems so much with the internet, I'm in my dining room, so we're gonna end up moving some things here, and hopefully we won't have any more internet problems because it's working very smoothly. Knock on wood. Oh, my mistake. Well, here's one thing we're gonna stop. We can't. So that's my fault for knocking on the door. There's something I hope I don't have to go through. See, I go through internet problems. Now we have to go through barking problems. So we cannot just get out of everything. Just, keep it safe. But no, good afternoon, Barb Bailey. I hope you're doing. Nina, how are you doing? Jill in Indiana. Kathy Cundiff from Nashville. Happy birthday to my friend Kathy. Lilia, how you doing? All right, so we got a great show lined up. Like I said, Raffaello from Ace Hardware was supposed to be on with Do It Yourself with Ralph. Raffaello, he does a segment where he does a project and he shows you all how to do it yourself. But he had some meetings and he couldn't do it today, so we'll have him next month for sure. And of course, we have my good friend Di from the Di Show. She was on the show once before. She was also, Dag was with her too at one time on the show. We had Dag on the show. So Di will be coming up about 12:20-25. There's Carol. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Jinxed, right. We got the dog. As long as nobody rings the doorbell and I don't knock on wood, we're going to be okay. So anyway, yeah. And I couldn't believe how chilly it got yesterday. For me, I love it. That's my favorite type of weather. If it stayed like that all year round, I would be happy. Now, mind it, in the summer and the pool and that kind of stuff, which is great, but I rather have the nice jacket weather, cool, nice breeze, and everybody seemed like they were having a great time last night. So also during the day yesterday, we had our first rehearsal with Moe's Dream Police, which was a band I had since 1988, and we've been doing the great songs of Cheap Trick. And we never broke up. We just go back and forth, back and forth. The last show we did was in Hollywood, California, on a TV show we did, Hollywood, Florida, excuse me, about 4 years ago. And that's Mark Shealy on bass, Bill Hall on guitar. Mark Shealy has his own band. Bill Hall is Billy and the Vintage Saints. Nick Hodges, of course, Chicago's piano man. Tommy Bam Bam Burke from Triangle Park. So, and we're getting ready for our show coming up on August 2nd at Kenosha Tribute Island. If you guys want to know what Tribute Island is, if you want to see all the greatest bands in the world, the Tribute Act, they're all on one island in Kenosha. You'll have the Cars, Journey, Boston on one stage. You'll have Cheap Trick, Led Zeppelin, the Beatles on another stage. You'll have the Pretenders, Heart, and so it's all tribute acts. And we're going to be there Sunday, August 2nd. But it's beautiful. Tribute Island, right on the water there on Kenosha. So we're excited about that. All right. So what else we got today? We got some other stuff too coming up. Today is National Hot Dog Day, or yesterday was. I think, you know what? I'm not a bit of a hot dog guy, and I thought it was last week, but I guess it isn't. So not much of a hot dog guy. Also National Snake Day. I love snakes. A lot of people are afraid of snakes, and they get a bad rap because in the movies, look, they don't bother you unless you get near their territory, their nest or their babies or whatever. If you leave them alone, it's like that's the way it is. Erica, how are you doing? First time watching today? Oh, well, how you doing, Erica? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, but you could sweat your ass off at the getaway. It wasn't that. We were there last week in Lake Geneva, and it was beautiful weather too. Dennis. It worked out good. Kathy, how you doing? And guys, back to Lake Geneva again. Don't forget to put this on your calendar. That Saturday, March 23rd, will be at Mars in Lake Como, Lake Geneva. You know how great that is. No reservations. You got to first come, first serve. So it's going to be fun. There's Jeff Hunt with Brit Floyd. It's the British band tribute to Pink Floyd, and Jeff's taking it all over the country. Hope you're safe. All right. So another thing that really gets me, and coming up at 12:25, we got and she's going to be on and telling what she's got going up. Another big thing coming up on the 20th of July, my good friend, Mr. Richie Onesti and Onesti Entertainment is just having a 20-year anniversary for the Arcada Theater in St. Charles. 20 years ago, Ron and Richie took this thing over and made this theater a big success with all national acts coming in. You guys have been there with the Speakeasy and all the great stuff they got at Ron Onesti's Club Arcada Speakeasy and the Arcada Theater. Happy, congratulations, 20 years to the Onesti organization. And I'm sure they're going to last a hell of a lot more longer with everything Ron's got going on. So Ronnie, if you're watching, God bless you, buddy, and congratulations. All right, a couple things that get me, and I'm going to ask you, but before we do that, let's get to another quick sponsor. Let's talk others. Gina, how are you doing? So let's get to real estate at its finest with my good friend, Mary Grievous. That's right. Oh, just as I thought. Just as I thought everything was going good, I don't see her name come up. So here it is. No, that's Ace Hardware. There's Mary. Don't just call me when you're ready to buy or sell. Contact me when you're considering buying or selling. She's your forever agent, folks. Mary Grievous at mgrievousstarkre.com. Give her a call at 630-688-1725. She's available to buyers, sellers, for sale by owners. Check her out at Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate. And also, she's in charge of NTD Vacations. And when you're talking about NTD Vacations, we're talking about the Chicago Music Cruise 2026. Now, if you missed the last two that we had one in January of last year, and then this past March, we were there on the Royal Caribbean. Tony Ocean, the main event band, and Seventh Heaven. Seventh Heaven, the greatest band in the city of Chicago. Now, Richie and the boys have been doing this for 20 years, and this would be my third cruise going on with Seventh Heaven. The next one, it's called the Chicago Music Cruise. If you're just joining us for the first time, it's going to happen, folks, January 17th through January 25th, 2026. It's going to be on the MSC World America. It's a brand new ship. It's an Italian family-owned, privately owned. It's a beautiful ship. And we're going to have a lot of fun. It's 7-night Western Caribbean cruise. It's Miami, Honduras, Costa Maya, Cozumel, and Ocean Cay, which is an island owned by the World America. And we're going to be, and it's going to be great. And great things if you followed us on the cruise before and you have Royal Caribbean points. The MSC World America will honor the Royal Caribbean points, so you don't lose any of your points by going to another ship. And me and Richie from Seventh Heaven, of course, are going to do a live broadcast, live remote with Mary Grievous, and we're going to answer all your questions and talk about the new ship, the MSC World America, why we switched from Royal Caribbean, and now we're on this new ship for this cruise. So go to Chicago Music Cruise, put in Tony Ocean, or give Mary a call at 630-688-1725 and say, I want to go on the ocean with Ocean. Very, very cool, which I think is it's good. It's going to be a lot of fun. What isn't fun about cruising, right? I mean, everybody loves to do it. So I think it's important. All right. Another thing I got to ask. Now, maybe you guys can, that are watching the show, can actually tell me what you think. Now, mostly every morning, I get a chance and I go walk Zoe in the park. When are you having the live about the cruise? Francine, about 2 weeks. We're going to wait till our schedules kind of slow down a little bit. So I'm saying towards the end of August, we'll do a live remote, me and Richie and Mary from Seventh Heaven, to answer all your questions. Or better yet, pick up the phone and call Mary at 630-688-1725 on NTD Vacations. She can answer all your questions. But with me and Richie are going to go live and let everybody know about the cruise. So anyway, okay, so I take Zoe to the park, Turner Park. Now, this I notice a lot, and I don't know what it is. Maybe you guys can answer me. I just, you know me with my mind and the way I think. I pull in the park, and you see cars in this parking lot. But I don't see that many people in the park. I see a few. Some people are walking their dogs. Some people are jogging. Some people have their kids there and they go by the fishing thing over the pier and they fish. Right? But there's not that many people. Some people are playing on the playground. There's not that many people. And when I'm pulling in, I always see cars with people in the drive, just one guy sitting, or in every different car there's one person sitting, and like they're waiting for something. Now, I don't know, it's like, okay, maybe they're just pulling in and they haven't decided to get out of the car yet. Maybe they're on their phone, whatever they're doing. But then after I walk the dog around, I come back and some of these people are still in their cars. Now, it's only a couple things that I can actually, right? They're not fishing. They're not exercising. They're not walking. They're doing something. So in my head, the way I'm thinking, why are they there? Couple reasons why they might be there. Just my opinion. Maybe they're waiting to meet somebody. Maybe the affair, right? You're at the park waiting for the other one to show up. Maybe that's one reason why they're sitting at the park. Maybe waiting for their drug dealer. I don't know. Why are they sitting at the park in their cars when it's beautiful out? Maybe they're waiting for their boyfriend or girlfriend to show up so they can go for a walk. Or the one that really gets me is absolutely those perverts, those weird people sitting in the park in their cars. I don't, what's kind of funny, folks? I don't see any women sitting in the cars by themselves. It's all men. So either it's a pickup joint for, I don't know. But whatever it is, I go, this is kind of weird, because even like after I go a walk around the park, I come back and these people are still there waiting for I don't know what. Chicken chokers. Okay, they're Boyd. I knew Boyd would come up with a good answer. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of creepy. It's like, what are they there for? Yeah, it's pretty weird. And excuse me, and it can't just be that park. It's got to be all parks like that. It's just really weird. Or people could be taking their breakfast there, or taking their lunch there. But I don't know. It's pretty crazy there. I don't know. Just me jumping to conclusions maybe, but it's just no reason why you'd be sitting at the park waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Husbands who got kicked out of their house. Well, that could be, Paul. Could be. Maybe some places people are homeless and they don't have anywhere to live. Good point. They want to kill a few hours. They sit in their car, lay back. I can see if they were sleeping, so I don't know. You guys have to use your own imagination on that. But yeah, it makes me really wonder, what the hell is with that, right? Crazy. That's, my mind is always whacked out thinking about crazy things. But anyway, another thing, for all you football fans, we got sports. I don't know how much longer till we have the NFL sports, but we just lost a great linebacker from the NFL, former Super Bowl champ from the Philadelphia Eagles. Brian Brohm has passed away. Our prayers out to the Brohm family. Horrible when someone dies like that, right? Crazy. And you guys remember Solosi, Edelson, where you always save more money, the two guys with the money, right? Well, Maury Edelson has just passed away. So our prayers go out to the Edelson family, where you always save more money. That was a big commercial that was always on there. Knock on the door, asking me what they're doing. That's what I should do next time. Boyd, why don't you meet me there? We can do it together. We'll do it together and we'll see what's going on. Ken, too many possibilities. You're right. It's always a man. We never see women by themselves. I noticed that. Patrice, how you doing? Maybe they're bird watchers, Jerry. Yeah, maybe, but not the bird that we're thinking of. They're probably looking for another bird. So that's just me, just me. Okay, now here's another thing. Don't forget, we got Di coming on at about another 5-10 minutes, folks, from the Di Show. Diane will be joining us very shortly. One other thing that really crazy to me, I didn't realize this, but Americans hold a record for taking the least amount of vacations because basically they get around maybe 11 days paid off. But all over else in the world, anywhere else in the country, more people go on vacation than they do here in the United States of America. Gas, pricing, obviously, money, everything's expensive. But I was shocked to see that America holds the record for that. The least amount of vacations, which I thought was really weird. And it's sad because you know how much, I mean, everybody works their ass off. Some people have 2 jobs trying to do this, you know, have 2 families, whatever it is. And it's just sad. And a lot of people said, okay, I'll do this later. I'll do this later. If you got sick days, take them. Vacation, take them. Whatever kind of days, take them and go somewhere. Go somewhere. Go and travel. Traveling is a lot of fun, and we do enjoy it. So it's important. Watching the sweat. Oh boy, you guys! I thought my mind was sick, but you guys, one's choking the chicken, one's swallowing the swallows. Boy, you guys just hit them from all over on a beautiful family show here on Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Very funny. All right, folks. We got a couple things here. Don't forget, we got some other gigs coming up. Let's promote on the 23rd. Next Wednesday will be the concert in the park in Schiller Park with the Main Event Band. On the 24th, myself, Jerry Jams, and Lisa P will be at Positano's in Wheaton, the brand new one in Wheaton. Will be not be in Oak Brook this month. But we'll be in Wheaton on the 24th with Jerry Jams and Lisa P. The 26th, returning to Taverna on Division, voted the #1 outside patio in the suburbs of Chicago. I've not been there since December, so it'll be nice to see Greg and Jennifer. 30th will be at Rosario's in Roselle. 31st, Ocean's Rat Pack will be at Darien concert in the park. And like I said, folks, the Dream Police in Kenosha on August 3rd. And the big ones, Taylor Street Italian Fest. Friday, the 15th of August. I don't know. There was thousands of people every year we do it. We're excited to be part of it. It's going to happen Friday on the 15th, and then back to Mars in Lake Geneva on the 23rd. We'll also be back the week after at the Thirsty Parrot on the 30th of August. So it'll be 2 last weekends in Lake Geneva. We're excited about that. And anybody watching from Ohio, Ocean's Rat Pack will be in Warren, Ohio on August 8th, 9th, and 10th. And beautiful Italian Fest in Warren, Ohio. Taking a lot of road trips with the Rat Pack this year. So, all right. So let's do the weather real fast. Let's do a sponsor and the weather, and then let's bring on Di from the Di Show, folks. I want to thank another great, when you're talking about a great company that does great work, that's Jack Vena Landscaping. They offer monthly maintenance programs, bush trimming, spring, fall cleanup, bed mulching, fertilizing, weed control. They offer plant design, service, installation. And they've been servicing the north whole area, the northern part of Illinois, folks, for over 50 years. So call Tommy at 847-432-5266, and he can take care of all your landscaping needs with my good friend Jack Vena from Jack Vena Landscaping. All right, so it's time for the JRC Ace Hardware Minute. It's time for the weather, folks. That's right here on Ocean's Pit. Today is Friday, July 18th. We're looking at 75 degrees. It feels like it's 78. It's sunny. It's beautiful, folks. 60% humidity, only 1 mile an hour winds today, and no signs of rain all day or all night. It's going to be a great Friday night. And that's brought to you by the JRC Ace Hardware Stores. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. All right, so let's get the party started, ladies and gentlemen. We had Di on the show once before, and then we had Dag on the show too as well, and then we had Di on. So now let's see what she's up to. She's always doing something. She's always reinventing herself and always coming up with some great things, and she comes up with some good stuff. So let's bring her on the show. Joining us here is Di from the Di Show. What's up, hon?
Am I coming in clear?
You're coming in
All
clear.
right.
Can you see? How are you doing? How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing really good. Thank you for having me on.
No problem, man. Listen, where are you right now, or what part of
I'm in
town are you in?
Thailand right now. And
Okay. How's the weather
it's
out
very
there?
hot and steamy here. No.
And you know what? Listen, don't eat meat because it's probably you're eating dog or cat and you don't even realize
Oh,
it.
I
So
don't
I would
know.
be
I don't
very
know. Times are tough. I might have to revert to having some dog in my diet.
dog and cat. Well, that's what you do when you eat Chinese food.
Oh,
So,
God.
yeah.
No,
So be
I'm
careful on
good.
that. Well,
I'm good. This has been a crazy year. And like you said, I always try to reinvent myself and, pull my creativity into whatever I feel. So a lot has happened this year. It's been good and bad. But, I'm resilient. So I take it as it comes each day, right? So real quick, I lost my dad 3 months ago. Um,
oh, so sorry
thank
about
you.
that.
Yeah. So, and I was his caregiver for 2 years. Um,
Okay.
and then I turned 55 in July.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
that's okay. Just age is
no,
nothing, I believe. I think, to be honest with you, as we get older, I believe, like we hit our peak, 55. That's a perfect age to be, and I'm going to be 63 this year. So I don't know what's going to happen after 63, but I'm glad I'm here. I wouldn't want to be like, Di, put it this way. Would you want to be any younger? Would you want to be a
no,
teenager again?
never a teenager. No. And I wouldn't want to go back. I don't want to change anything that's happened. I really don't. I think that that's a part of life. All the experiences that you had, makes you who you are now in life. Um, and
Yeah.
yeah, so, I wish my dad was around for my 55th, but he's here spiritually. He's in my heart. I think about him and I say hello to him every day. And with that has changed me. I'm not, I'm more grounded. I'm more humble. And every day, honestly, I used to wake up and be like, okay, this is another great day. But now I wake up and I go, thank you, God, for this day. And, I'm alive and everyone that I love is in my life. Except for my father, of course. But I say that, because you got to
Yeah.
keep going on, everybody, we're all going to come to an
You
end.
got to keep moving. Were you and your dad, when you and your dad real close?
I was his baby girl, my whole life, my dad taught me how to, use a screwdriver and a drill. And, my dad brought me in. He was never one of those dads that said, oh, you're a little girl. You're too fragile kind of thing. He just said, do this and get your hands in there and learn how to do it. And so I'm kind of, I'm winging it now on my own. I got my big girl pants on. And yeah, my kids are adults, 18 and 19. My oldest is going into the Marines
Right.
soon. And
God bless. Well, thank you. Thank you for your son for doing that and for fighting for our
yeah,
country, which is something that we always promote
it's
here. Our military men and women and our veterans who fought for our country, which is very
absolutely.
important.
He's the most patriotic
Di, I'm going to throw.
patriotic
Yeah,
kid. He's always
yeah,
wanted
you're
to
right.
do this. It's not like he just decided on a whim. I can remember back to when he was 10 years old and wanting, the first time he seen 9/11 and he was like, I got to do something for this country. And so, yeah, so that's all the great part of it. My mother, unfortunately, is now sick with heart, serious heart issues. She just got out of the hospital yesterday. I brought her home last night. 9 days in the hospital. She's got to go back in and have two valves repaired. She's too old to have them replaced,
Yeah,
and it's too dangerous because of her condition. She's an AFib. Yeah, so yeah, so that's the downfall of getting older. But like you said, I would
sure,
never want to go
sure.
back. I feel so secure and at this age where nothing. I try not to let anything bother me at this point, and I have my boundaries
Well, yeah.
on new relationships, everything I have like that.
And well, yeah. And you know what? I wasn't going to bring that up because I don't know, but I know because you guys had a show
Yeah.
together, Di and Dag, which is a pretty successful show you guys had for a while. And I've had Dag on the show as well. Um, I think relationships in general, do you think relationships are harder as you get older or harder when you're younger, especially dating this day and age? You don't know what
Right.
you're getting. These apps and everything. Me and Carol were talking about this on Toxic Thursday. Um, you don't know what you're getting. You see the picture of the
An
person and blah blah
STD.
blah. Then you meet them, right, right. So, what do you think? Is it harder to date now as you get older as a woman, or was it easier
You
when you
know,
were
I,
younger?
I, I don't know. That's kind of a tricky question here. I think it's hard when you're young because you're really trying to find who you are. You know, unless you're one of those that is in love through high school and it's your, you found your soulmate and you grow together. So I didn't have that. I didn't marry out of high school. I was a very late. I got married at 34. I had my first baby at 35, my second at 37. I went through IVF for 2.5 years to try to have a little girl. Um, but now I say now I have my mother because I'm taking care of my mother as a caregiver now. So she's like my little girl that
Yeah,
I never had. Angeline is my mom. So she's my little
yeah.
angel, and I gotta give her everything I possibly can to preserve her life.
To keep it
Yeah,
going.
she's
Yeah,
everything to me now. But getting older, you really learn who you are. And you really learn, when people start to push your buttons or, what you will and will not tolerate when you get older. So I think that's where I'm
yeah.
at right now,
I think as we get older, we kind of we set our boundaries. What we know exactly what can be, and this is the way it is. There's no more like
Yeah.
fuck it. You know what I mean? So I agree. I think it's hard, but I know a lot of single guys out there and a lot of single women out there. Nice people, and sometimes it's just hard to find someone. Some people want relationships. Some people just want to go out and have some fun and see where it leads. I think that's very important. A lot of people want to get right to the first date, second date, boom, boom, boom. Let's
I
go
think
where
it's
we're
an
going.
individual
Let's just,
choice. You
I
know what I
think
mean,
this
Tony?
day and age,
It's a total individual choice. I'm not on any dating sites. I've never been on a dating site. Personally, I like to meet someone organically. I believe in that energy, that connection. But again, what I've learned getting older is that initial connection of oh my God, that feeling that I simmer
yeah,
down a little bit and I think a little bit more now, and I have boundaries where I'm not becoming a bitch, you know what I mean? I'm not. I have girlfriends
right.
that have checklists that it would blow your mind. He has to be this tall, he has to look like that, he has to blah blah blah, he makes so much money. I want to have a little bit of all of that. I want to have fun. I want to have respect. I want to know I'm coming home to only one man, and I'm his only woman, kind of thing. That's the traditional part of who I am. And
No,
I have a
and
lot
I
to
got it.
offer. I have a home and two great labradoodles. you know,
There you go. You
and I
can't
have
beat
my own
that.
income. I
Uh,
don't need a man, but I want one. You know what I'm saying? Like I want that in my life, but
sure,
I'm not
sure.
eagerly searching at the same time. So I do want it to happen organically, and yeah. So I'm good. I'm good at being
Okay,
55. I'm very chill and I'm very
you're ready to
focused.
roll now. Okay, so if you have a boy and a girl, or
Two
two boys,
boys.
you're
Yeah.
two boys, right? Okay, okay. So if you have a girl, if you had a girl, that you have two boys, any of them in serious relationships?
No. No.
No,
No.
they're not. So what kind of advice as a mom would you give a kid, one of your kids this day? I don't. How old is
18
your
and
kid?
19.
Your oldest? Okay, 18 and 19. Okay, so that's still young, but they're just growing into becoming men. And what kind of relationship, what kind of advice?
Would
Ma,
I give up?
I found this
Would
girl
I?
here. Boy, she's hot.
Yeah.
Or,
And that's great because
parents got a lot
I
of
think
money. I
that's
mean,
I
what
think
do you
that's where
ask
they
them?
should be at young men. They should say, yeah, she's hot. And she gives me that zhuzh feeling, you know what I mean? Because that's how you're going to learn to figure out what's really going to be important to you. My kids are not, although I was family focused my whole life. My brother and sister are still married to their high school sweethearts of 35 years. Um, and I was very much, my husband was everything to me at the time, and things just, I won't get into all of that because I think it's just personal.
Yeah, that's all
But we
right.
have two
Yeah,
beautiful children. But what
yeah,
I would tell them is grow, learn, do everything you possibly can. And, like I did, my parents used to tell me, you're so young, experience life. Now, if you can do that in a relationship and have that mutual agreement to do that, that's wonderful. But when I was growing up, I usually had like a boyfriend that always told me what to do, how to act, where to go. how, you know what I mean? Like I can't be with my friends. So I was kind
Yeah.
of the person, the girl that allowed them to kind of control me. And a lot of that I've taken
I
into
got it.
my adulthood, and I'm finally
Yeah.
learning that that's not cool to let anyone tell you who to be. So I would tell,
No, that makes a lot
yeah,
of
I would
sense.
tell them that
Uh,
just be you, be who you really are to attract that particular person.
I agree with you 100%. Now, here's
Yeah.
another thing. Now you're dating someone. Now that you're
Oh, I'm
single,
not. No,
you
no, no.
date
I'm not
somebody.
dating anybody, but yeah.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is when you date somebody, you bring somebody over to the house or whatever it is, or your friends. If your friends don't like the guy, but you do, can that be
A deal breaker.
a successful relationship? Or if your parents don't like him, but you do, or your kids don't like him, but you do. I know people in those situations where they're crazy about their partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, but the family doesn't like them. What do you do?
Because I come from such a rich family situation with a lot of love involved in there, I
Yeah,
always had in the back of my mind, my parents would tell me straight up from the beginning, they would get to know someone, but eventually they would say, it's not right for you, baby. Baby, it's not right for you. And a lot of times I would force it and keep it going. And then eventually they were right. So friends are usually right. I've learned now that there are some friends that I have eliminated from my life. I have a very small group of friends, like who I'm here with now. I love and adore this woman, and she gives me straight up advice, not advice that she wants me to be in, but that she sees like what I'm saying is not what she desires or wants in her life, but she sees what I need. So that's where she kind of gives me that little kick in the butt. And I respect that and I take that all into consideration. But yeah, if you have friends that are not digging somebody that you're with, it could really ruin the relationship. And I think that that person that you're bringing in has to kind of put more effort forth to just be better, so that they go, we love that
better
guy.
at it.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
yeah.
But then there's also, you said, the friends that you eliminated, sometimes if they see you come in with somebody, oh boy, maybe I wish I could, or they get a little jealous. Why does she have that guy with the Corvette or with a lot of money or whatever? How come it's not me? And then you kind of find out who your real friends are
Absolutely.
and stuff like that. Because you know what, Di, in this day and age, jealousy is brutal.
Oh,
We know that.
yeah.
No matter what we do, our jobs are everyday. I mean, the jealous thing that people do, and there's so much of it, and envy. If you have good friends and they get a promotion or they hit the lottery or where they find or get a baby and they're excited, a real friend should be thankful for them and be by
Absolutely.
their side
Yeah.
instead of, damn,
You
how come
want
I
that
didn't,
support. You
you know what
need
I
that
mean?
support. And I have really, I've X'd off a lot of friends, and it's not hard to
Yeah,
make friends. It's hard to make sure you're choosing the right ones to be involved in your life. And I had a situation a
yeah.
few years ago where this one particular girl was constantly telling me what to do, how to go, where, oh, I'm picking you up, we're going here. And it was like, I had that in relationships. I don't want that now at my age. So if you don't like what I like, you gotta have friends that you gotta have a friend that likes to go shopping. You gotta have a friend that likes to go out to a club, and that's cool. But don't make me who you think I should be. Yeah. So
Correct,
again, I have a
correct.
very small group of people that I can, totally trust. And so that's really important to get older.
Well, you know what? Yeah, we got Di from the Di
Hi,
Show on Ocean
everybody.
Spit, folks,
Thank you
here
for watching.
today.
I got some friends on.
Hi, everybody. You got some others. A Renee, how you doing, Renee? I hope you're doing well. Everybody that's watching the show.
Yeah.
All right, Di. The younger generation, it's
Oh,
all text. It's all let's meet. There's no face to
there's
face.
no
There's
emotion
no
in that.
what. So what do you? How do you? So why? Why? I mean, I know social media
Yeah.
is great, but it's also very bad, and we all know that. But why do you think it got to this point where there's kids that don't even meet each other? It's really weird. It's all on a text. How do you know if that person's real, the emotion? How do you feel that with all this text talking and they're always on the phones, even when they're having dinner at a table with some, you know what I mean? It
Oh, well,
drives
well,
me
I tell
bananas.
my
How
kids to
come?
put the damn phone down when we're eating. I mean, that's, you got to stay focused. I try to keep my kids in the reality of face to face. And my kids are very very respectful. When they come in, they would shake your hand and say something nice. Eye contact is really good. That's important. Texting is nice if it's very short phrase, like, hey, I'll be there at 8,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
I'll see you, blah, 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 or I'm
Yeah.
going here or whatever, or I love you. That's perfect. But when it starts to get into paragraphs, and just really quick, my youngest, who's 18 now, but he was dating a girl when he was 17 and she was 16, and she did chat GBT thing, and she just did paragraphs as she was talking, and it put it into AI kind of format. And it was weird. My son goes, I don't want this. This girl is addicted to this. And he broke up with her, and she's heartbroken, but and that's a part of learning. So yeah, I think texting is got zero emotion in it. Again, and keep it short and sweet, but you got to make those phone calls. And I love FaceTiming, that's, you could see people's faces, because I don't have,
Or actually
yes, and
meeting,
meeting.
or
Yeah,
meet somewhere. I will meet you
right,
at the
right.
restaurant. I will meet
And
you
I'm
at the
here. I'm at
park.
the
I will meet
bar.
you
Here I
whatever.
am. I'm wearing pink or whatever.
Yeah, here
Yeah.
I
So
am. Right,
you
right,
can't see
exactly,
someone's facial
exactly.
expressions, and that's huge to me because I can read. I'm a very good
Yeah,
reader. Like within a few moments of meeting someone, their energy, their body, body language kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And what they're saying to me, I get that feel. I'm a Cancer. I'm a July baby, so I pick up on that like right away.
you
Yeah.
pick up quick. Okay, now, Di, put it this way. Now, I've always thought in life, this is what I believe. I rather believe that people are out front, blunt, honest. I rather have the loud, obnoxious, not obnoxious, but loud, tells it like it is, speaks his mind instead of the
Yeah.
phony bullshit. And but a lot of people can't take that, especially now this day and age, with everybody's
Yeah.
so offended with everything that's
Well,
going on here.
let me let
What do you
me
do
let
with
me just
a
touch on
person like
that
that?
really quick without mentioning a whole lot of names or whatever. But being
Yeah,
offended to me tells me that you're not secure in who you are. And I grew up, I was born and raised in Cicero. And so was my father. My mom is a city girl, but being there, it was a different element. You know what I mean? It was very blue collar, a very homebody kind of people. And we said stuff. There was a lot of smack talk and and goofing around and flirtatious things that were going on, but none of it really meant much unless you took it that way because you were offended. So
sure.
if you're, confident, I'm very confident in who I am. And it scares a lot of people, but people that know me think Di is amazingly fun and outgoing and genuine and has a heart of gold kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So but
Sure.
being offended again is just not being secure in who you are. But now again, I have to do the flip of it. Being so offensive is hurtful. And it can be because
Yeah.
certain people that you don't expect to be that offensive to you, you start to go, wait a minute, do they really genuinely care? That's when you start questioning that. But um, we got to lighten up. The world is crazy. We got all this AI. We don't know who's who anymore or who's saying what. So,
Right, right,
you
right,
know,
right, right. Yeah, and I agree. I mean, being blunt is one thing, but and being
yeah,
respectful in the way you can. I mean, there's ways of being blunt and still be
exactly.
respectful. But there's certain things like it really gets me when I'm still seeing people
Uh,
wearing masks. Uh, it's mind-boggling to me, and it's I got it. They have to do what they have to do, and they might be sick.
See,
I'm
but I
not
have to
saying
say
everybody,
something.
but
That's
there's
for
some people that
that's
are
for
just
my boldness, like you were saying. I'd have to say, like, why are you wearing it?
yeah.
Why? You know what I mean? Like,
I just want to pull it off and go, "What's wrong with you?" I
oh,
mean, it's yeah, just that's it. So it's crazy. But also another thing, dude, growing up, when you're growing up back in the day, there was like actors and athletes and musicians that you looked up to and things. But the music of this day and age, I don't understand it. I don't understand any of it. And I know it's a lot. The younger generation are really embracing this stuff, but
are you
I
talking
I, I
about like
don't
rap,
see another Beatles.
more like rap stuff? And
Yeah, but even yeah, rap stuff, and even this, I don't know this worshiping of these. So don't understand the whole rap thing. I don't understand like Yeah, I'm
Well, you know
63.
what? I think that has a little bit to do with how social media has really changed. And we see people, visually, that's our first impression. Like you said, instead of meeting someone and seeing how they react and how good they are to you from the get go. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You have an image, and you want to be that so much. You know what I mean? Like I grew up with Madonna and all the disco era. I was a teenager in the '80s, and we wore that. We teased our hair. I'm still kind of doing that now.
yeah, right. We kind of right. I
But
understand. Yeah, yeah,
you like it, but when you get to the point of where you're so obsessed with anything like that, now you've gone a little cuckoo for cocoa puffs, and
yeah.
that whole mask thing. I think those are the people that are so fearful and wrapped up in what others are saying and telling them what to do. They don't
Yeah.
have any opinion on their own, and those are the people that I mean, they're around and they need help.
Yeah,
They
they
need a
need
lot of
help.
help.
I agree with you. And another thing that's out there right now, it's amazing the first time our country has been so divided since this last election. And people know I'm a conservative. People know I'm a Trumper, and I have no problem telling people that. I think the guy's trying to do the best he can. Now, what's going on is this Epstein list that's been out there, and where they release it, will they not release it, who's on it, and I was telling people I believe that if they were to release the true list, the true list. Now there's two lists. It's almost the same thing with P Diddy. There's two lists. There's a list of people that went to his parties,
Right.
regular Hollywood parties. And then there was one with the baby oil and everything else on the second or third floor as you go up. So there's going to be two
Yeah.
lists. Epstein, there was people that went to the island at first to check what it was out. Once they found out what's going on, then if they continue to be on it. But there's a guy that they're trying to release it, whatever it is, by Jonathan Gregory. And this was posted July 9th, 2025. Here's some of the people that were supposedly, according to this list, was on the island. But we don't know exactly what extent. Are they there for the first time? They visit. I mean, names like Leonardo DiCaprio, Al Gore, Stephen Hawking, Michael Jackson, Kevin Spacey. Now you look at Michael, you look at Kevin, right there, two shady characters, right? George Lucas, Kate Blanchett, Naomi Campbell, Heidi Klum. I mean, the list goes on and on. Lizzie Cameron Diaz. I'm just Chris Tucker. Yeah, there's a bunch of people on there. With society with this age, and what is this attraction? Why with this kid stuff, with these adults and these trafficking and the kids? I mean, it's been going on for
Yeah.
centuries. Epstein's list is nothing new. Let's go back to our churches and to some of the priests that they never get in trouble. They just take them from one parish and they move them to another parish. Okay, you know what I mean? I don't know what's going on. I feel bad for the children these day and age. It's a crazy world
Well,
out there.
you gotta discipline. They need discipline today. They need to crack upside the head a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that's not what you should be doing. I always had that voice in the back of my head of my dad. And these are the words my dad used to say to me. This is how blue collar my dad was. When I was getting ready and looking sharp, I used to work at Baja Beach Club in a bathing suit, working a beer tub and
Okay.
making a shit ton of money. And my dad, I changed my clothes when I left because I had that respect in the back of my head. And what my dad would say when I was leaving was, "Don't be stupid." And he would say it like that.
Yeah.
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
He was like, "Don't be stupid, okay?" And what he wanted, he wanted me to remember, like, have fun, make better choices. You know what I'm saying? Have fun. Don't be stupid, right? I mean, just don't be stupid.
No, but also you see
Don't get in a
sometimes
car with a
when I
strange
see
guy just
some,
because he's cute or he pulls up with a nice car. In the back of my head, I always
yeah,
thought,
yeah,
something
yeah.
nefarious might go on, and that saved my life a lot of times. But these people, these movie stars, they want to be in the it club, right? Like we all kind of want to be, we all want to go to
Sure.
like that certain show and be idolized in a way, and wearing cool shades, and we want other people to emulate our image, because it's the best form of flattery, I think.
Yeah,
If someone's, you know,
sure.
wearing my
I
ripped
agree.
jeans
I agree.
and, you know, acting like die a little bit, whatever. But then you
Yeah.
got to think, when you go to these places, you're getting that bad zhuzh. You gotta leave. But now they're, you know, they're tied into this list. Unfortunately, they're tied into this scandal and everything. But you know, I think the innocent people will come out shining. Right now, we can see who's been bad, and that's what Leonardo was out of the country. What in the hell did he run away from?
Right. Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is in Greece. Why you
It,
guys? I
you
mean,
can't blame Trump for running away. I don't
yeah,
believe that. I'm going to leave
yeah,
the country because of our president. You got some serious mental issues if that's your problem.
absolutely. I
So
agree.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
I
These
agree.
people, they need to go down. There is a list, and everything. There's a good and bad list we all have got of people, right? So
Yeah.
there's going to be a
Yeah.
lot of Republicans too. I'm a diehard conservative,
Sure. Sure.
but there's
Yeah.
going to be some, you know, people
Yeah.
that I don't know.
And I
This
think
whole
and I
thing.
think it's gonna freak out. It's gonna really rock the boat with the
Oh,
whole
but when
world.
is
I
it
mean,
going to?
people that we're
When?
listening to, people we're watching on TV, movie star, whatever. People are like,
Yeah.
"Wow, I never thought it would be him." You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
or her, or whatever it is.
Well,
Another
how
thing
about
I
the movie
find out,
stars? How about the movie stars like Joe Pesci? You don't see him. You don't, you know, there's so many more that stay out of that bullshit and they
stay out of
entertain.
everything. You barely see them. Right. Right.
Yeah, you know, because you start talking more, you know, I don't care either. I'm a Trump girl, all right? But I don't go around like, you know, I'm a Trump girl, I'm a Trump, I'm like that. But, you know, I have, you know, girlfriends that are Democrats, you know, and I say, let's not
Yeah.
do the politic thing because we're never going to see eye to eye, but I love you as a friend kind of thing.
Right.
So,
And wait a minute, wait a minute. Let's understand this. It's not all
right,
Democrats. It's just very small amount of Democrats that are in this
right.
way left. I mean, just that they're completely out. It's not all. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what? And you're right. But and another thing too with society, like even these actresses and movie stars and models, they all look the same. It's all the same little body, the same whatchamacallit, the same thing. I don't know why would anybody would want to weigh 80 pounds or I mean, it looks like they just can't. Looks like they're dying of AIDS. Some of these. I mean, I hate to say that, but what is with this
No,
thing? Why does women? What happened to
yeah.
Raquel Welch and Anne Margaret? And you know, when a woman
Yeah,
was a woman, and that's what a woman's
right.
supposed to be.
We're supposed
Not
to
that,
be
but this is how
We're
society is
supposed to be
making these.
curvaceous, but there are a lot of thin women. That's okay. But the ones that are just
Yeah,
geared to be on, you know, on this track of being so skinny and thin, I don't know. I don't know. Again, I
right.
think a lot of things come up in a mental, whatever, in a mental state of mind of, again, you got to be comfortable with what you are. And I went through that growing up. I was very skinny, very flat chested. I started to develop. I started to attract more men. Then I got skinny again about 6 years ago. Um, and now I'm a little bit fuller. I've lost about 20 pounds so far, and I know where I want to be. Just because I want to feel better and be healthier, kind of thing. But I love my curves. I'm a
Sure,
woman.
sure.
I
Right.
had babies. I got hips. You know what I'm saying? So
That's what it's
yeah,
supposed to be. I agree with you 100%, and I think it is. And then when you see men and women, when they get the eye or the lips or the what, and here's what I don't get. When they actually leave the office, you know, it's like after you get a haircut, they spin you around the table to make sure your hair looks good. And when they go, here's the mirror in front of you, and you go, boy, you look fantastic because these guys are just making money destroying
yeah,
your face. What is it with these people? They don't look any
right.
better. Some of them even look
Well,
worse. Remember Kenny Rogers? Ever see him before? I mean,
when
my
he
God, his
when he
eyebrows
had
are
his
up
eyes
here.
done, they became very small. It was like I couldn't even recognize him. You know. And I think
Yeah. And then his eyebrows were up here. His eyebrows were up here. It's like, what's
a
wrong
lot
with
of
you?
women are now doing this
It was
no makeup thing with which from the beginning I thought this is how, you know, I like to take every perspective and, you know what I mean, and think about things. But my first initial
yeah.
response was, are you serious? Pamela Anderson, you're
Did
a
you see
sex
that?
symbol.
She didn't even look
Why
like the
don't you
same person
continue to be a
at all.
sex symbol, right? You're beautiful. But then I thought, now I'm starting
Yes.
to think, why go to such an extreme to prove a point that you are beautiful?
Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot of makeup on, Tony. I wear some mascara and I put a
Yeah.
little blush.
I don't
I'm
think they
wearing
need
these.
to. I don't think they
I
need to
got
wear.
crying eyes. I've been crying for my mom came home, right? So, um,
I got it.
so why go to that extreme of having to be plain Jane, so to speak, right? Because we're beautiful plain, right? But if you're a celebrity and you're in the public eye, you gotta wear something. Come on, you gotta. Otherwise, people are gonna think there is mentally something wrong going on. What is it? Have you been abused by Tommy Lee for so long that you don't know right from left? It's really sad.
I
It's so
agree with you
sad because
100%.
what's with the short bangs across her forehead? She looks ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't get it either. And if you just watched social media today, and just you talking about social
Mm.
media in general, how dangerous it could be. And I know you've probably seen it, and you might have not, but I'm just trying to go back and
You
find the
don't have to
story
be
real fast. We
ridiculous
got
with
Di
it,
from the Di Show on. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, hold on. Where is this coming up? Hold on. Okay. The CEO, Andy Byron, did you see that? At the Coldplay concert. They went live. Coldplay went live on his screen, and here he is, with
Whoops.
his mistress. I'm like, oops,
Hey, look.
oops.
Again, if you're gonna be, you're gonna have an affair, go to a hotel.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell? And it's funny because it's. I mean, it's embarrassing not only for him, but here's a comment that someone sent in. He goes, Coldplay hasn't released any singles for ages, but they created two last night.
Exactly.
Uh,
That's again. You're not thinking? How old are these people? They are professional CEOs of a major billion dollar company, and they effed up. Why?
yeah, I mean, they, I think it's to the point where I think you know what they're maybe they're so happy, and sometimes they're
Stupid.
just a little stupid, and they think that it's all going to be okay. And but now, not only
Yeah.
it's embarrassing, but now the whole world knows about it. It's bad enough. It's sometimes if you too know about what happened, and maybe
Well,
some
you know
close
what? Think
friends.
about think
But
about
when you
this
get
too.
to the
Think
whole
about this
world,
too. She's divorced. She's no
yeah,
better by being with a married man. I'm not trying. Don't get me wrong, anybody, because she's just as big as a pig as he is. Okay, but he's
yeah,
married in a relationship, a current marriage, whether it's good or bad, because his wife completely like took her name off of social media to be referenced to him, right? But she's embarrassed. He's got children. Um, he's a pig. I mean, that is just you
yeah, and
get
it's
what you
bad. Look,
give in life, right? I mean, they should both be
yeah, I guess.
Scarlet Letter.
Karma's a bitch. Look at this. Yeah, the Paul Freeman. Thank you, Paul, for making a comment. The CEO of he's a half a billionaire now because she's going to take him for everything she's got, or maybe it's been in shambles and who knows? But they just
Yes.
got caught now, and
Here's what
and
I
their
want to
life is
see.
over.
Here's
And
what I
but
want to see. Was it to the point where he was so disgusted with his life and his relationship with his wife that he needed this extramarital affair to give him all of the adulations that he needed? Now he has to deal with the repercussions, right? So maybe he wanted
yeah,
it to happen, but didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? Like he was hopeful, like
yeah,
But
yeah,
now
yeah,
here's what I'm
yeah.
interested to see, Tony, is if he's going to stay with this woman and make it a legit relationship, or is he just screwing around with every Jane? You know what I'm saying? So that's
Well, I agree with you. And you know what? I have to give compliments sometimes. If there is someone that does affair,
yeah,
okay, it's bad. But I've known some people that had affairs that actually stayed together, had families, had kids, and they were very happy
yeah,
for a lot
yeah.
of years. So even though whatever it is, it should be
No,
done the
I'm
right
not
way.
judging.
And
No,
this
I'm not
was
judging.
definitely,
But I'm
yeah,
hoping that he's in love with this woman and that they do consummate everything right. Even though he ruined his previous
yeah.
stuff, he's gonna have to deal with that. But yeah.
Right, but see, and we don't know his strategy too. I mean, they could be miserable too, or whatever it is. And maybe she knew something was going on, and now she sees. But now the problem is the whole world sees it. You know what I mean? And now this is probably the most popular Coldplay has been for
Yeah, right.
years. So, you're right. So I've never heard of Coldplay. I mean, I've heard them, but I couldn't tell you what they sing. I don't even know what they look like. So, but it's interesting to see how we're doing there, folks. It is Ocean's Pit Little Show. Unfortunately, we are running out of time. And I'm telling you, I love when we talk. And you know, I want to hope you're going to keep doing what you're doing with your
I'm
show.
promoting a band.
And we got to get you
I'm
back
promoting
on.
Seven Soul.
Yeah. What is going on with
I'm
your
from-
show? What's
I'm
going on?
promoting Seven Soul, the band. They've been around for like 10 years. They took a little break here and there. They do, you know,
Okay.
minimal shows. Sure, they've got lives going on or whatever, but they're getting back into it, doing festivals and stuff. And so for the last few months, I've been trying to promote on my page. I got a lot of traction through my pages and whatever I can do.
Okay.
So they've hired me to do whatever I can help them with. So that's what I'm focusing on. And, you know, doing my own thing personally, of course, right? I got my own life and in my art,
Yeah.
I love sketching
Yeah.
and maybe I was thinking of sketching Laura. I haven't done a lot of women and I think that Laura, your wife,
Okay.
is outstanding in
Yeah.
a lot of things that she's been doing. So
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, she would love that. But that would be really kind of cool. And it's nice to have a little
Yes.
hobby too. I fish and I make my models. I build my sci-fi models. You know, I'm a little
oh yeah,
nerdy with that
G-Fest.
stuff.
You're
But-
a Godzilla fan.
Yeah, I love G-Fest. I go every year. I didn't go this year, but I
It was
love
great.
G-Fest. I love Godzilla. For people that don't know what G-Fest is, it's Godzilla Fest and Gamera and all those great sci-fi
10
monsters.
oh.
Guys, we are coming to the
10,
yeah.
10,
Oh, I'm sorry. We're coming to the end.
10,000 people were at G-Fest. Last year, 8,000. It's booming. It's amazing. So,
It's amazing. If you love sci-fi and you love Godzilla and all those Mothra and Gamera and all those great monsters, but unfortunately, I like the old guys in the
Yes.
rubber suits. I'm not too happy with this new AI. What
Yeah.
they do it. King Kong is a superhero now, and he's got the. Go back to the way they used to be. That's just my opinion. All right, we got birthdays for July 18th. My good friend Kathy Cundiff, Kathy from Nashville. Happy birthday, my friend. Very cool. You gotta love that, man. Wally Bryson for the Raspberries, one of my favorite rock bands. James Cagney, if he was still alive. Lee Majors, the $1 Million Man, would have been 86 years old. Vin Diesel turns 55. Christian Bell, 44. Nelson Mandela. Wendy Williams, she's out of the psycho word. She's turned 60 years old. Boy, oh boy. And James Brolin, another great actor. Guys, tonight we'll be at Chicago Prime Steakhouse, 8 o'clock with Tony Toto. Tomorrow will be at Bellagio in Roselle. That's with the main event band, Tony Toto and Danny Ramundi. And guys, one more, our good friends from Imperialux, becoming your own bank, folks. That's right. Imagine putting your money to work for you, becoming your own bank, making your dream retirement a reality with guaranteed lifetime income. Wendy with Tom Frank Coggin help you create personal pensions, grow your wealth, secure your legacy. It's never too late to start. Charge your financial future today. Give them a call at 630-890 or book them on Calendly for a free consultation and start building the retirement you deserve. That's Wendy and Craig from Imperialux, becoming your own bank. And guys, don't forget our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Don't forget to tell them to grill your Ace off and download the Ace Rewards app. You can keep track of your points, coupons, and special offers. Ace is the place. We will be back on Monday, folks. Have an incredible weekend and be kind. Now, here's a couple of things. Support local, support live entertainment. Be kind to everybody out there, folks. A show or any other show doesn't make you right just because you're offended.
give them the,
So, and in the great words of Ringo Starr, peace and love. Di, have a great weekend. Talk
Thank
to you
you.
soon, honey. Bye-bye, everybody.
You too.
Everybody, have a great weekend. Nick Sahajas, take us out.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
Thank you, everybody. Thank God no internet problems. We will see you on
Thank
Monday,
you.
same time, same
Bye.
station.
Love
Bye-bye,
you.
everybody. God bless.
Thank
See
you,
later.
Tony.
Bye-bye.